All right, time for a little friendly fire. Shamika, Michelle, Jason Whitlock, a little friendly fire. Shamika, I want to show you a clip. First, Monique talking about Shaq on the Club Shay Shay podcast. And then what I really want to dig into is Shaq's response to Monique. I found it fascinating. So first, let's watch Monique talking about Shaq on Club Shay Shay.
You heard what Shaq said. Shaq said, they asked Shaq, should a man open up to a woman? Shaq said no. He says, because if you do, they're going to use it against you. He said, because if I'm crying about something, they're going to say the first time they get mad, they're going to say, see, you crying because your daddy said what he said.
How do you take advice from a man who has no woman? And I love Shaq. But how do you take advice from my brother that has no one?
Okay.
If you have that person in your life and you say, listen, I'm going through, who else do you talk to at nighttime in your pillow talk? Who else do you share your life with? Who are you sharing with your life with, Shaq? Do you tell another man about your situation? And does he make you feel better? Like, who do you share your life with? So I don't agree with that at all. And I love my brother, but I don't agree with that. I think that makes division. Because if I got to call my girl and I talk to my husband.
Right.
When I heard Oprah say, and these are her words, not mine, she said, when I be stressed out and I be going through it after the show, I will come home and Gail could calm me down and put me to sleep. What you say?
What's that, man?
Okay, then you said it.
I'm going. Nope. Oh, I'm gonna get Oprah on here. I'm gonna get Oprah on the show.
But those are her words. So I believe that partnership is partnership all the way around. When I leave this earth, there is nothing my husband will not know about me, and the other way around.
So that's Monique. That was interesting. But I found Shaq's response even more interesting. Let's watch that.
The clip that continues to spread around the world of when I asked, do you open up emotionally to women? And you said, no, you shouldn't do that or else they'll throw it back in your face. Shannon Sharp brought it up to your good friend Monique, and Monique had this to say.
How do you take advice from a man who has no woman? And I love Shaq. But how do you take advice from my brother that has no one?
So she said, I love my baby. I love my brother Shaq. But who do you open up to? So she did disagree with you.
The answer, my beautiful sister, and I love you too, Monique. First of all, let me address this. We can have respectful disagreements without getting personal. And I would never get personal with Miss Monique.
Yeah.
I'll never get personal with a woman on air, on social media. I love Monique. She knows I love her. But I'm going to address her questions. She used the word pillow talk. I don't pillow talk. She used the word, Shaq doesn't have a woman. Really, Monique? Monique, really? But who do I open up to? Nobody. And let me tell you why. Because my remedy to success is I have sayings. Like, for example, on the way over here, I saw 7 homeless people, bro. Who am I to complain? I flew here private. I got my whole crew with me. We got $1 million suite. So in other words, before I start getting all sad, I say, shut up, man up, and figure it out. So therefore, all the problems that I have to define that they're really problems. And they're not. There's people with far worse problems than I got. And I feel for those people. So I don't complain. Because again, I was raised by a drill sergeant, and I'm glad he raised me the way he raised me. So to answer my beautiful sister Monique, when I have problems, I have to define if they're real problems, and most of the time they're not.
Man, I found this fascinating. I found it relatable. I think that describes me in a lot of ways, and it frustrates people close to me. But I can relate to what Shaq's talking about. I don't know if it's the right thing, but it is the way I feel and the way I handle a lot of situations. But Shamika, your thoughts on that whole deal?
Well, first of all, let me say that I love them both. So since we all throwing around love, Kumbaya, my Lord. I love you both. But I think Monique's response was in a reference to Shaq's original reason as to why he doesn't open up. His original reason was because women would throw that back in your face. When he came back and explained, it was a different reason as to why he doesn't open up. And so I think if we go with the first reason of women would throw that back in your face, I can see why Monique came the way that she did, saying, hey, that causes division. We should be able to share. Now, of course, she came from a woman's point of view. We would like to bring that to a man, as Shaq said in his second interview. We would like to bring our problems to a man because we're hoping that he's stronger than we are. He's going to be more logical than we are. He's going to have a solution that we don't have. So I get why she said that from her point of view. And just to talk about what Shaq said about women throwing that back up in your face, I do think men have some type of point with that, because women can do that sometimes. You know, women have the ability to make men feel like hamburger meat. And we see it so much when you hear women saying, stop being emotional. You know, even when I have said it, I don't want a man that's overly emotional. But we think about, even as kids, how we'll tell a little boy, stop crying, stop acting like a girl. So we make men, from the time they pretty much come out, suppress their emotions and act as if emotions aren't human. And I've been having this conversation lately, just in my personal life, where I think women do have to give men a safe space to be able to have real emotions. And I think there's a disconnect when we talk to one another. When you hear a woman saying, stop being emotional, I don't think most reasonable women want you to stop being emotional. If we look at the greatest man that walked the earth, when Lazarus died, the Bible says Jesus wept. When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, it says that he prayed and he was sorrowful. He wanted God to take that cup from him. I think when we say don't be emotional, what we mean is, guys, you got to have a but. If you will, God, take this cup from me, but thy will be done. And so when I heard Shaq come back the second time, that's kind of what I heard, his butt. You know, I can look at other people and they're going through, you know, way worse things than I am. I am the problem solver. I am the solution. That's his butt. You know, he wasn't saying that he's going to go to his friends or, you know, confide in someone else. He's saying, I'm going to gather my thoughts and I'm going to make something happen, because people are looking to me to lean on and to rely on. And I think that's what most women want. We're not saying you can't have emotions, because emotions are human feelings, whether you're a male or a female, but we do expect you to have a but. And some men actually miss that. They would get overly emotional and forget they're the problem solvers. They're the ones that, you know, are supposed to be strong. The women are the weaker vessels. So I don't think that's a misogynistic thing to say. God created us differently. And so I understand when Monique says that it creates division when you have that. It simply offers Shaq's first answer, because the woman would throw that in your face. We got to do better as women. And men have to also understand, God looked at man and said it's not good that he should be alone. So he gave him a woman. He didn't give you a dog, which we've been told a dog is a man's best friend. You know, women think diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's not what he did. He put man and woman together. So I do think we're supposed to come at life together. Women are the helpmeet. We've talked about this before. Help means to support and assist. Meet, fulfill, and satisfy. We're supposed to be here for our men, and we're supposed to create a safe space so that they aren't somewhere thinking that they have to suppress these feelings, which we start to make them think they have to do as children.
I heard something completely different from Shaq. You have brought emotion into the conversation and the expression of emotions. And I heard Shaq in his second response talking about, man, I really don't share what's going on and my concerns. And this is about, where do you seek counsel? And do you lay your burdens, not your emotions, do you lay your burden on your woman? And he's saying, no, I'm a source of strength. She can lay her burdens on me. I need to figure it out. And as it relates to my own personal burdens, I'm going to handle that as a man. I'm not going to put it on her. I'm going to remain a source of strength. And I think you can overdose on that. And I think that perhaps I have and perhaps Shaq has. But I also think we've overdosed on this 50-50 relationship, and that all solutions, all problems, we have to solve together. Shaq's like, no, I'm gonna solve these problems. You're gonna take care of these kids and bring your problems to me. And if I need some counsel to help me solve these problems, I'm going to go to a different source, either myself, either prayer, or to some friends of mine, an elder that I respect. But that's what I think Shaq would argue. No, I'm not talking about my emotions, and again, I'm someone that believes it's fine to have emotions. It's just, when do you spill them out? And for the most part, that to me, it needs to be kept between you and God, maybe your woman. But anyway, source of strength and the lane of sharing of burdens with your woman. What do you respond to that?
I do think that, the Bible says all of my help coming from the Lord. So I do think it is a great thing for men when they face, trials or tribulations, to take that to God. But I don't see anything wrong if you're in a relationship to, tell this woman, this is what we're facing, if you are burdened by it to the point that it's affecting your relationship. Because what I know is that men have the nature to protect and provide. And when anything hinders that, a lot of time men feel less than men. And society has kind of made men feel like if you can't provide to the capacity that that woman desires, you're not even a man anymore. Women will even look down on you and say, if you're not making this amount, you're not even worth my time. You're not worth my attention. Everything is attached to how much a man can do for this woman. And so sometimes, a lot of times, these men feel less than. So I think if it's affecting your relationship, it's completely fine to say, look, I'm feeling a little bit insecure or frustrated or overwhelmed right now. It's not you, it's me. I know I got to handle this and I'm going to, but right now I'm feeling overwhelmed. And women should, provide that space to be able to say, okay, I get it. Because y'all be thinking y'all hiding y'all emotions or what's really bothering you, but you don't. You get cranky, you get crabby, you start to, take it out on the woman when it's not really her. So I think if that line of communication is open, it would just make the relationships better and healthier, because we can pretend all day long that something's not bothering us when it is. I can remember facing something when I was married that I thought I had a good handle on. I was at my kids' school volunteering, and all of a sudden I started to sweat. My heart started to race. I was having a full-blown panic attack. I went to the urgent care. They thought I was having a heart attack. Somebody has to come get you, or we're sending you on an ambulance. I thought I had a handle on it, but I didn't. And a lot of times our bodies still will respond, even where we're trying to pretend on the outside that we have everything all together or everything is okay. In that situation, I think we should have, as men and women, each other's backs so that we can say, hey, I'm dealing with life and life be lifing. And yeah, I'm going to pull it together and I'm going to do what needs to be done, especially as a man. But right now, it's bothering me.
Yeah, I don't know if I would ever tell a woman I'm overwhelmed. that puts you in a position, Shaq, that's going to get thrown back up in your face at some point. Thank you, Shamika. Great job as always. Hey guys, you like this comment? You like this content? I need you guys to support one of our great sponsors, Cardio Miracle. Support healthy blood flow and deliver more vitamins, nutrients, and minerals to your entire body. Get started now for a healthier, happier you by visiting cardiomiracle.com/fearless. That's cardiomiracle.com/fearless. Receive 10% off your first order, 15% if you choose to subscribe and save. They also offer a 60-day, no-risk, 100% money-back guarantee. I just got an email 2 days ago from a guy named Mark thanking me for turning him on to Cardio Miracle. He's been on it for 2 weeks. He's already seeing the results. cardiomiracle.com/fearless. Thanks for watching. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with all of our latest content.